Y'all English pundits, all right?
Oh, fuck
Nah, I like this. Let's go. Let's go. I like
Watch
this.
the Italian league.
Fuck
Understand
y'all.
that AC Milan had 9 players injured, right? Not 9 randoms,
Are
9
you talking
starters.
to somebody in particular?
Yo, what's his name? Peter Schmeichel?
Peter Schmeichel. Peter Schmeichel.
Hey, that's a legendary player. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't care. I don't care. Peter Schmeichel, you know you're irrelevant because they sent you to London instead of in the studio in New York, right?
Damn.
And they had y'all talking on the field after the game. And what you said was the stupidest, dumbest shit I've ever heard from a commentator. Clearly, you don't know what you're doing. You should have me there. Send me to the games. Let me talk. All right? So here's what you should have said, right? You should have looked at the AC Milan team. You should have seen 9 international starters not on the field. France's starting goalie. France's starting left back. Italy starting right back. You should have seen the fact that we didn't have Ibra up top. You should have seen the fact that we didn't have, who am I missing? Brahim Diaz. You should have seen the fact that Rebic, who was Croatia's left winger, was out injured and only came on late coming back from an injury. You should have seen all these very, very prominent players that brought us to a league title last year. Right?
What's going
That's
on?
cute.
And it's cute.
It's cute.
Okay. A league title is cute these days.
Top
Got
of
it.
Italy.
Anyway, you should have seen all that and you should have been like, we'll see them next week in Milan.
Oh,
Just coming up.
oh.
So that's when
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited.
That's all I have to
I'm
say.
excited for that. I'm excited for that.
Chelsea versus
Nervous.
AC Milan.
I'm gonna sip my tea.
Yo,
It's not tea.
sip his tea. Straight from the Chelsea mug too.
See the logo.
Oh
I'll let you
my
talk
God.
first.
Hey,
Go ahead.
that's-
Go ahead.
Hold on, we
Explain, what
copped that
happened?
in London, by the way, at the
About to
bridge.
say straight
Let 'em
from
know.
London. Talk about
Let
it.
me
Bridge.
let me get into it. Let me get into
Lay
it.
it off. Lay it off.
Go.
So Drip FC took a long trip to London.
Yeah.
Dropped the new Virgil Abloh collab.
RP.
Feeling nice. Feeling saucy. Pulling up in the varsity jackets like they about to do something.
They thought.
Pulled up to the bridge. 3-0.
Send him back.
0 shots
Oh.
in the first 40 minutes.
My goodness.
How you say 0 in Italian, bro?
Bro, it's 0.
All I know is it was a complete domination.
Oh man.
I will say it's unfortunate timing for AC Milan
It is,
given
it
their
is.
situation, but it was a much needed win for the Blues. I feel like now we're full of courage, we're full of confidence, and it's gonna carry us all the way to the final. So I'm predicting a UCL championship this year.
Oh, here we go.
We going all the
How
way.
do y'all do this?
We going
Why
all
do
the
y'all do
way.
this? How do you go? I was
I'm
with
saying
you.
it now.
I was with you.
I'm
until
saying
you
it
said
now.
They
that.
win one game.
I
I'm
was
saying
with
it
you
now.
And now they're the best team in the
I'm
world.
saying I'm not saying we the best, but once you put a little fire underneath us,
Yeah.
we going to the moon. So
Can I talk now?
yeah, go
Can I
ahead,
speak?
man.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
First of all, let me address you and your Chelsea bullshit. So,
Talk your shit,
Come on,
Sam.
Seb.
let me address
There's nothing he could say.
No, there's a lot of things I can say. Hold on. Man. But you just start talking about Champions League win when you, first of all, went to Croatia and couldn't even beat Dynamo Zagreb, which I'm not letting go of. It's a big deal. You're not winning no Champions League.
yeah,
You
we
can't go
can
to
get into
Croatia
that.
and
We
win.
can get into that.
You sound like a flat earther right now.
Yeah,
That's
real talk,
crazy
dog. What?
to be talking about.
They
To be saying
created
that.
tension in the
To be
locker
saying that
room.
they created
Shout out
all
to the
of this.
flat earthers.
Shout out to the flat
Shout out to the flat
That's
earthers.
my people.
Shout out
We,
Kyrie
we
Irving.
accept all beliefs.
Yeah,
and
shout out Kyrie
religions.
Irving. I hate that.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
I think
The Earth's round,
that-
by the way.
Do you want him? Do you want him at Real now?
Do you?
Bro, it's like
As a Real Madrid fan, do you
actually
want Mbappe
very,
at Real
very
Madrid?
interesting. Here's my thing. If he's going to join Real Madrid, Papa Perez is going to talk to him on some ego shit and be like, yo, Real Madrid is bigger than any player. Bigger than Ronaldo, bigger than anyone who will ever be here.
so come
if you
correct.
check your ego at the door and you just want to play ball, we'd love to have you. If you do any of that funny shit, get the fuck out of here. So I think that's really the mentality. Because here's my thing. If he's like, you know what, I was wilding, I'm just going to play, and now you have him, Vinny, and Benz, it's a wrap.
They got leverage now.
It's a wrap.
So
They
why
have a
is he
lot more
upset?
leverage.
Why is he actually upset?
Okay,
fuck
so-
that conspiracy. Why is he actually upset?
Reportedly, allegedly, because we don't know. Here's what I have to emphasize is that these are just rumors and reports, and people are saying things, and they just so happen to actually publish them on media sites, and people like Fabrizio Romano, who are reputable for having good insights and sources, are actually putting this out there.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure though. Like this is just people talking. We can't know for sure that Mbappe is actually unhappy. And to be honest, that when things like that come out, I'm always like, yo, who in their right mind who's close to Mbappe would actually let that type of information get out there? I feel like
The finger is up.
What he posted something though, didn't he? Didn't he post a little shot at PSG on his Instagram story?
What's going on, sir? What happened?
So I feel like what I saw on Instagram and what people were talking about was he posted the hashtag pivot gang thing in his story, like talking about how he feels like he's playing in the wrong position as a pivot striker.
Okay.
Like that could just be me. I could have just seen that in a rumor,
Nah, that's
but I
too
feel like that was
Shout out
something.
Pivot Gang in Chicago, Saba. Anyways,
Shout out Saba.
That's what I was thinking. too.
Yeah, I was like Saba. Yeah.
I will say I'm on the other side of this argument. I was talking to some friends about it. I feel like to a degree it's justified because if you're at that age, at the peak of your career, you're asking for all this money, whatever, they throwing all this money at you, and you're telling the owners of the club like, hey, I'm gonna stay, but if I stay, you need to help me be the best that I can be at this club. I need a number 9. I need certain defensive pieces in the club. Like, I'll stay if you do that for me, but I need that. And then you don't get that. And you had the opportunity to play at your childhood dream club, but you pass that up to be here. You have a reason to be upset. And I don't think, all the drama is ever going to look good to the public, but
it's tough.
You have a reason to be upset.
But one of the reasons why he's upset is what they're saying is partly because Neymar is still there. Like apparently Neymar is not a part of the Mbappe plan. Neymar Jr. cannot not be like. Are you dumb, bro? Are you like,
crazy.
bro? The shade's got to come off of this. Are you crazy? You cannot pull up to this team and tell the front office that Neymar is just not a part of your plan, so he's got to go. He's Neymar, bro. Are you crazy? Do you know what this guy means to the game, what he means to this team? I feel like to PSG, Neymar's probably more valuable than Mbappe is.
It's not probably. I mean, due to positioning as well as due to the branding, his association with Nike used to be a big thing for the Jordan collab, which is undertones. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe that Neymar being there is really Mbappe is too. He knows too much for that. You know what I mean?
Egos are big though.
Egos are big, but like
never know.
Neymar not being gone and now, like for instance, this report makes sense, but it wouldn't be like this just happened. Let me just say that. That makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He might have felt that before and it's coming out now.
I think he definitely felt it before. He got the biggest contract in history, and it's like, all right, it's worth it. I am French. I could do something special here. But he's just like, I still don't fuck with playing with these guys, and I think he just wants out. The money's not enough because he'll still get a crazy bag in Madrid, and he's already done wealthy at 24, and he's gonna end probably a billionaire at some point. With inflation and everything. So that difference in money might not matter to him.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like he just went like it had to have been.
No, it's definitely been
This is
tested.
late. This is late.
Because Neymar's been going crazy this year too, so it can't be on that. Yeah.
Unless it is that. Unless he has seen Neymar going crazy and it's just pissed him off. You know?
I mean, obviously I don't know Kylian Mbappe, but like you'd have to have quite a fragile ego to be upset that your teammate's playing really well. You know what I mean? Especially if you want to win the Champions League, like bro.
But it happens.
It happens.
No, it
happens
does.
in sports.
Yeah, it does. But
It
that's
happens.
like different.
I believe in you, Kylian Mbappe.
I believe in him too, bro.
If you listening to this, I'm rooting for you.
Not for
Bro,
sure.
come to
balling
Madrid and really enjoy football.
And that's
Really
the thing
enjoy
too.
football.
Like I
Come to
think
Chelsea.
there are a lot of
Aight.
people, especially before that's not going.
London, imagine Mbappe on the London Cowboys. Get out of here. G. That's wild.
Yeehaw! It's not going.
I'm not even going.
I don't see it. It's not going.
I'll wear the boots too of Chelsea.
We don't
Nah,
I
even-
tried
my
to. I
God.
tried to envision it going to the Stamford Bridge
That's
to meet
hilarious.
Kylian.
Too small of a stadium
Does
for
it?
sure. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah. He can come to Milan.
Wow!
He can come to Milan. We'll do a swap layout. Mbappe. We'll do
Nobody's thinking about Italy. Sorry.
that. That's where, taxes. There's no taxes out here.
No
Yo,
taxes.
We don't tax our players. That's why they all come to Italy.
Who's that? Oh, anyways.
La Liga be taxed.
Y'all be
heavy.
taxing.
Messi fraud.
Ronaldo fraud.
Shakira fraud. Yeah.
Y'all be taxing.
Y'all be
Trust
me.
hand in a pocket.
Yo, the hips don't lie, but the tax returns do. Anyways.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That's
Lionel
a bar.
Messi, I love
a
you.
bar.
PK, stay at home. Stop going to the clubs.
Nah, all these
Get in
boys.
trouble. Yeah. Shout out to
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo reaching 700 career goals. Also,
Yeah.
we gotta clap it up for that, bro.
Yeah, that's legendary. That's different.
legendary.
And
What is
someone-
this? What is this pity clap? What is this?
Bro, 700
Yo,
goals, that's
Ronaldo
big.
don't need our claps, bro.
That's
We got $1
big.
billion in dollars.
Facts.
700
Still
goals.
can't come to the U.S. though.
Stay out of America.
Someone send me the facts because I don't know the facts.
Please.
I don't know if that's true, but
Please.
it definitely could be true.
You don't want
knows
to.
the
You don't
facts.
want to
No one knows
read
the
those
facts.
facts.
Yeah, I gotta do some research.
I got them after the show.
Yeah.
Gabe, you ready for this? I know you ready for this. I know you happy. I know you excited right now.
Let me get straight to it.
We gonna get straight to it.
Can we put a timer on this?
I'm gonna be quick because listen, you already know the facts. I'm just gonna repeat them for those who don't know.
Yeah, and tell them what's up. What's going on? What's been happening? Oh,
Ballon d'Or Benz is here. It's been a long time coming. You saw him in 2015 looking at Ronaldo with his Ballon d'Or, James Rodriguez with his award, the whole team, whatever. Benz made his come up and he said it would happen since he left Lyon for Real Madrid. You see the jersey? Do you know what he did in this jersey?
What he did?
45 goals, 15 assists, UEFA Champions League trophy. La Liga trophy, banging a hat trick on Chelsea, come back against Paris Saint-Germain. Y'all said Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, we don't care about all that, bro. What happened too? Final, Liverpool, another victory. That's his 4th Champions League. He went crazy all year. He did more than the stats too. For those who don't actually know the game, it's called link-up play. It's called making space for your teammates. It's called the pressure of having the biggest team in the world say, yo, we don't know what to do. Giving the ball to you and still banging him all them goals. And he did that shit with drip off the pitch too, which is why I had to come correct today. Who else you know winning the Ballon d'Or? And it's Fenny's official sneaker partner. Like, bro, it's just different over here. And the first Frenchman to win it since Zinedine Zidane, Zizou, who presented him with the award, another Real Madrid legend. We got the magazine right here.
Yeah,
Fresh off El Clasico victory, first place in La Liga, 15 games, 13 wins this season. Another 3-0 today. Ben scored again. It's very calm, bro.
Benzema, we gotta give it up for him. We gotta give it up for Benzema. Come on.
It's not new.
Come on. We gotta give it up for him.
Ben's did.
I mean, he did. He
did.
won it. And I'm not gonna lie,
Come on.
it's good to see him win it because I felt like he's been in Ronaldo's shadows ever since he went to Real, bro. Like, and it's been a tough journey. Because it's always seemed like he's had the talent, he's put in the work, and there's a lot of people who've kind of believed in him for over a decade now, but he's never been able to have that real shine, you know? Because obviously it's tough when you dealing with Messi, dealing with Ronaldo. Like it's not easy to rise to the top and win an award like that. So yeah, congratulations to Benzema pulling up to the Ballon d'Or ceremony in Machiavelli fashion. Come on, with the
Stupid. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and all eyes were on him that night. I mean, I think it was a glorious night. He absolutely deserves it. I mean, like I said last time, the street said Sadio Mane was going to win it, but whatever.
Saying Ben's the same way they were saying Zizou. Don't ever get it twisted.
Stop
playing.
The street says Sadio.
Shout out Sadio.
But yeah,
shout out Sadio big time though. We love
Shout
Mane.
out
Let's clap it
Sadio
for Mane too.
Yeah,
We like Mane. Yeah. No hate. We love Mane. We love Mane. For sure.
He got
for sure.
second place. Lewandowski got third place, but also Mane won the Socrates Award,
First
which
ever.
is what the humanitarian award giving to. What's the details on that?
Just overall humanitarian efforts through charities, whether it's back in your home country, in the country you play in, et cetera, et cetera. Mane's always been known for being someone who really gives back. He even said one time, like, why should I have a Lambo when people in my village can't even afford shoes? So he's just living by his word and giving back to his people. So gotta clap it up for Mane again, for sure.
Hey, listen,
Neighborhood hero.
I was about to add, he definitely does a lot in Senegal. He put up in the kaftan. You see the fit he had.
Yeah.
He was drippy as well. So
Yeah,
shout out
absolutely.
Senegal.
Big shout out to Senegal,
Shout
man.
out
Come
to
on,
Player of the
future
Year
World Cup
too.
winner.
Hey,
Future
man,
World Cup
listen.
winners, yes.
Harlem's going crazy when that happened. My neighborhood gonna be jumping. We outside.
Come on, this calls for celebration. Lots of celebrations
For sure.
to go around. And low key, yo, the streets also been talking about Benzema pulling up with his lady
Don Benzi.
and his former lady.
Come on, it's like the
in
Drake
the
line.
same.
I done
in
see
the
my
same-
ex-girl standing with my next girl, standing with a girl that anyways, it's fine.
Yo,
It's fine.
that's
We
not.
ain't gonna finish We ain't gonna
That's
finish
not
it. It's
crazy
fine.
though.
Hey, real nigga shit, bro.
That's
Love
not
that.
crazy
Love that.
to pull up with your gal and your ex-gal in the same room to
It's
celebrate
bold.
the
Baby
Ballon
mama
d'Or.
specifically.
Yes.
And the fact that
the
it's
mother
not-
of his children.
Let's
and-
clap it up for
yeah.
non-toxic relationships that have finished. We love that. Come on,
Yes.
come on. We love that. We love that. We love that. We love that.
We
We
do
love
love that.
We
We do
support
love that.
non-toxic, healthy
that.
relationship.
Co-parenting, beautiful. We love
Absolutely. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? If the relationship don't work, you pull up, you support the
what I'm
father of
saying.
your children.
that. For sure.
Current lady pulls up there. You are so happy.
I know life is good
And
right
I'm-
now, but I can't lie, bro. Everything is nice, very, very nice.
Oh my God.
nice.
But also speaking of the Ballon d'Or, we also got to shout out the women's Ballon d'Or and especially Barcelona's own Alexia Putellas, back-to-back winner
First
time ever.
Vamos.
First time ever.
Vamos.
Back-to-back winner. Come on.
Ya
And
tú
that's just what Barca
sabes.
do. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the men's or
women's
the
game.
women's, we make it happen. You know, Barcelona Football Club. Come on, Visca Barça. Come on, Barcelona. So, yeah, we're proud of Alexia. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Asisat too. Could have easily won that too. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. It's either Asisat or Alexia, whoever, Barca's going to get it done. You feel me? But yeah, shout out to the women's games overall. I know you spoke of Trinity Rodman last time. And just the game is growing. Obviously, the skill is there.
Yep.
The awareness is growing. And I think that if they continue to push this out, if we continue as football fans to recognize just the talent and the skill that exists in the women's game, obviously, as we see Sam Kerr and a whole bunch of other female players out there, then it's only gonna grow the game itself, not just the women's game, but the overall game.
Absolutely.
Period. So, and that's only
Facts.
better for football.
No, that's a fact. Shout out Trinity Rodman and Washington Spirit. Sanchez was there as well. They was all suited up with me, Katarina. Trinity had a fit.
Fit was crazy.
blue-
What?
blue
We gonna
down.
put the
Blue.
down.
People saying that was the Matrix. That shit was hard, yo. Fits of the week for
navy
sure.
blue
Matrix is crazy.
Backless dress.
She knows the vibes, bro.
That's drip,
Future
bro.
winner too. That's how she was stepping in there. She
Oh,
knows
yeah.
she's taking that
Yeah,
award home in
nah,
the
for
next.
sure.
I'm gonna say in the next 3 years,
Maybe two.
She's taking that award home. She
two.
can win it next year.
I was gonna
But in the
say,
next 3, guarantee it. Come on.
youngest woman ever to be nominated. You know
Speak
what I'm
on
saying?
it.
That's a rookie season.
Yeah.
The ceiling, there's no ceiling for her.
Crazy
Nah.
accolade.
Shout out
Genuinely could become the GOAT. Like actually that nice.
Crazy accolades.
Super
Absolutely. And speaking of the youngest, bro, the transitions just happen on themselves.
It's a
but-
very smooth
Bro. It's
podcast.
very smooth, man. Smooth as butter. But we're gonna talk about somebody else who's smooth as butter. That guy Gavi, man. Shout out to Gavi winning
White
the
privilege.
Copa Award. First of all,
privilege.
Oh, God.
that boy deserve it.
I don't know about that.
Are you? What you mean?
I
Let's
don't
go
know
in a
about that.
circle and we'll talk about who deserves it. But
Is
you
it-
go
is it-
do your piece first.
Hold
bro. Do
on.
your piece,
Is it
do your
really
piece.
far fetched that he was named the best young player in Europe? Are we
Yes.
Certainly.
What do you mean?
100%.
Not-
Who would? Okay, we gonna go around.
Wait, I want to
deserves it
ask you
better?
first. Not
Yeah.
not stat checking. Like obviously you don't need to know his stats,
Yes.
but like what makes you say he's deserving? Like
Because it could be the eye test too.
yeah, like is it like goals? Is it the way he played? Is it what he did for the team? Like actually, what is it?
For those who are unaware, he was nominated against Eduardo Camavinga,
Mm-hmm.
who won the Champions League La Liga with Real Madrid. And when Madrid was in trouble, they took off the legendary Toni Kroos, put him a young French baller who changed the game against your favorite team, PSG, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool.
And I wouldn't even have said Kamavinga to like.
No,
throw
but
it
I'm
up.
not even done yet. Jamal Musiala
Exactly.
going crazy for
Exactly.
Bayern Munich,
Exactly.
leading the team as a teenager, and Jude Bellingham doing the same
Exactly.
for Dortmund. Lots of team success compared to
three
anyways.
black
Three
brothers.
black brothers in midfield going crazy. They gave it to the little white boy, but we know all about white privilege. There's nothing new here.
Hey, yeah.
Go ahead, talk your
But
shit.
speak your shit, bro. Go ahead. Nah, for
Defend
sure.
it. Defend it.
Defend it. Yeah.
I'm not PK. I will defend it.
That's a bar.
Defend it.
That's a bar.
I'm gonna
again.
defend
Say
it.
that
I'm not
again.
PK. I'm gonna defend it.
Okay, I
That's
like
a bar.
it.
That's a bar.
Listen,
That's a bar,
That's
bro.
a bar.
All I'm gonna say, and you preface this very well. Aside from the stats, floor general, bro. Gavi controls it. Gavi is the maestro of the team. At his age too. What other player do you know? They have supporting cast.
How old is the brother?
The other teams have supporting cast. Was he 18, 19? They have a supporting cast.
Dortmund? Which cast?
I don't
Dortmund
know.
has veterans.
Pedri's better than Gavi on his own team?
Dortmund has like. I'm not. All right. No. Hold on.
He's
hold on.
not the man, bro.
Without in all seriousness, like
better,
in
bro.
all seriousness,
Yeah.
without
Yeah,
being
we're serious,
without being all right, without being biased for Barca.
Pedri's better.
I do think it was white privilege.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was
yeah,
white
yeah,
privilege or if it was Barca privilege.
was a little bit of
but
both.
I do think that there's about 3 other players which you've named: Jamal Musiala,
Jude Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham, that I think should have won it
For sure,
instead
for
of him.
sure.
Like honestly,
Yeah.
all jokes aside, I don't know specifically why, but I do feel like there were other more competent players.
Yeah.
But that happens. It ain't nothing
Yeah.
new.
Nah, for
Like
sure.
it,
Yeah.
Barca, being Barca privilege wouldn't be like a surprise.
Yeah,
You know.
political.
And also,
You-
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, y'all at home, let us know who should have won it.
Yeah, for
'Cause
sure.
we want to hear from y'all. Yeah, tap in.
Yeah.
And Gavi, look, I'm a Spain fan. I want you to ball in the World Cup, but I just feel like you had 3 other guys that clearly had better seasons, more impactful. That's just my view, for real.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, there's certain things. It's clear that he shouldn't have won it. There were better contenders.
Quick little question: out of those 4 Copa nominees, who do you think's most likely to ever be a Ballon d'Or nominee? Because that's a whole nother level.
Oh,
If I had to pick one, non-biased, probably Jude.
I don't think Jude is the English player to win the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, I was saying even nominated out of those 4 because they're so young. We don't really know where their career's gonna go. If I had to pick one to be nominated, I'm a low key probably go with Jude over even my boy Kamavinga.
Yeah, I think we'll move into this as we discuss other awards, but it's very difficult to be nominated for the Ballon d'Or if you're not a forward, if you're not a striker.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind of score goals to get that visibility.
Well, nominated you can get. It's more winning.
Winning it, but like even being on the podium, if we look at the podium this year, it's forwards.
Modric winning was kind of crazy. 2018 is very rare.
So I would say Jude just because like of his ability to score goals.
Yeah. Jamal too gets a lot of goals.
True.
the Bayern boy.
Jamal for
He
sure.
scores as well. What's his game? I haven't preed the guy too much.
I say he's a midfielder who gets goals. He makes a lot of good runs
Is
to
there
the
somebody
box.
he plays like that? I would know. I just haven't really.
He plays like,
honestly a little bit like Ozil.
Ozil? Okay.
More attacking, I would say.
yeah, less of the. He's not a 10 like
He's
that.
not finishing
Yeah.
the ball.
No, but he's making those runs. He's a
Yeah.
midfielder who gets a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thomas Muller vibes in some extent
True,
too.
good point, yeah.
But
He's-
to that
he's
point,
technical though. He's
He's very techy. Very techy.
I was gonna say to answer who I think will be nominated to win. La Liga ran the whole award, so it also depends where they go.
Yeah.
La Liga did, and that's just where
La Liga won every individual award, so let's clap it up for La Liga.
Come on, yeah,
And,
yeah. And I need
Ballon
y'all
d'Or.
clapping loud.
Yeah.
I don't know why you quiet over there. I need you clapping very loud.
Wait. Let me give him a little bit of Serie A love.
La Liga
I
did.
saw statistics. So La Liga now has 26 Ballon d'Ors, which is the most. But second place is Serie A with 20. I'm going to give him a little bit more love. Florentino Perez, I think, has 5 to 7 Ballon d'Ors, one under his presidency, which is actually tied, I believe, with AC Milan, who has the same amount.
Yep.
So I got to give my boy some credit historically,
big
football
Milan,
heritage, feel me? But it's been a minute.
It's cute.
Now, but
Name a Ballon d'Or at Chelsea.
Don't worry about that.
Niggas
bro.
was saying Jorginho. That was disgusting. Like, bro, we would have had to cancel the sport.
As an Italian, that's
No.
hilarious.
We would have
No.
had to cancel the sport if
Absolutely
they won.
not.
Love y'all
Keep it
UCL,
going.
but that's crazy.
absolutely
Wasn't
not,
he
bro.
player of the year?
Was he really?
I would hope not.
Yeah.
He wasn't even y'all best player.
I would
He
hope
was
that
better.
I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was from the Euros.
I would
But
hope
he
not.
won player of the year.
Yeah, whatever
somewhere.
he got. If
Shout out Jorginho.
Nah, if N'Golo Kante not up there, Jorginho definitely don't deserve it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's
Like,
real
We're gonna
shit,
fact
bro.
check it.
So, all right, before we move on, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of not deserving, Benzema, because on this podcast, we all agree. But we have seen the comments. We have seen the flip side of the discussion. I've seen a lot of people discuss whether or not Benzema might be the worst Ballon d'Or winner in a long time. We haven't really seen someone put up the numbers that Messi and Ronaldo used to put up. Benzema has come in, Modric has come in, and we've seen what they've been able to do.
Yeah.
Do we think that the level at which Benzema played at is equivalent to some of the past Ballon d'Ors? And where would you rank him just in your head in terms of his season and the win that he got?
For sure. First off, Ronaldo, Messi is just like, same as basketball, LeBron, Jordan, just kind of get rid of them. Like that's just a whole nother level. I'd say he had a better season than Modric when he won it. I'd say it'd be comparable to a Kaká 2007, Ronaldo 2008. Essentially pre-alien era where they were scoring 100 a calendar year. Not literally, you know what I'm saying? 50,
Messi
60,
did,
70, 80. Messi, yeah, he had 100 calendar year or 91, whatever. Like pre that era where them guys are scoring more goals than games, it's a normal, very good Ballon d'Or season. I think we don't understand what we just witnessed the last, 12, 15 years?
yeah.
That shit's done, bro. People are not scoring a goal a game to win the Ballon d'Or every season for 10 straight years. That's not happening anymore. So I think it's a regular, very incredible season. And we're just past those Ronaldo Messi days.
Yeah, I think it's unfair to ever compare
For sure,
anyone
bro.
to those guys. Like we've been so spoiled, which is why it pisses
Come on,
me off.
man. Let's clap it up for the GOATs real quick.
Come on,
Come on.
let's absolutely.
End of an
it's-
era, but that was special, bro.
It's that thing where I feel like we've been so spoiled for a decade plus with Ronaldo and Messi
Yeah.
that discussion has been going on for so long of who's better, Ronaldo,
Yeah.
Messi, who's better, and it kind of tainted the experience that we could have had. Like we robbed ourselves as football fans. Like I don't do it as much personally, but I gotta just put myself in that lot as a football fan.
No,
It's like,
facts.
we've tainted the experience that we could have had enjoying Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo for the past 10 years by just comparing them constantly.
Yeah.
So now that somebody like Benzema wins it, and he did it clearly, like he deserves it.
Yeah.
We don't even need to like put him up against former Ballon d'Or winners because it's just like he did his thing. He was the best player in Europe, and that's just a period on that, bro. Like he
appreciate greatness in general.
deserves it.
Just appreciate greatness.
I just want to say, I did a fact check. Jorginho won UEFA Men's Player of the Year 2021.
2020, 2021.
Yeah,
But not
cool.
That was after what he won the Euros.
Also, UEFA Men's Player of the Year is for the Champions League only. It doesn't include his La Liga season.
I'm just letting y'all know.
That's great.
Kendrick
you just had to mention
Chelsea's so
the Chelsea
down bad.
player.
I'm just letting y'all know.
After the
I'm
0-0
just
to
letting y'all
Brentford
know.
today, he's got to really dig for the
In
the
case
happy
y'all
Chelsea
were wondering
facts.
who was the Player of the Year,
Now back your team,
it
bro.
was Jorginho.
In 2021,
Back
yeah.
18.
Yeah.
We were all wondering.
I will say one thing about Benz. I know we gotta, get on to
Yeah.
other topics. I appreciate his play style because not only is he a proper
Facts.
9, but he also can take the 10 and link up role. With Ronnie, Rooney really played a very, very critical role in freeing up space for him. So Benzema, I don't know. I think that really played like a factor into. And granted, the comebacks, very dramatic comebacks in the Champions League. So it's part of the narrative, the entertainment.
Yo. And shout out Florentino Perez, who in signing him said, real shit. He took this boy from Lyon. He said, this guy
it's
is
true.
a mixture of R9 and Zizou.
No, for sure.
And I could not find a better description for how Benzema plays. Obviously, he's not to the level of them two combined times 2, but the style as a link-up player, as a techie player with the finishing, with the viciousness, that is a perfect description. He saw that in the young boy from Lyon.
Bro.
He got himself a Ballon d'Or winner and 5 Champions Leagues with that guy. Come on.
I'm saying.
Speaking,
Benzema is Benzema. A mix of R9 and Zidane is crazy, bro.
Style-wise,
What? That's not OD to you?
Time out.
No,
Style-wise?
wait.
we about to talk
Ronaldo,
about Real all day, bro.
Ronaldo, Luis
I
Nazario
wasn't
da
even trying to
Lima,
drag it, bro.
and Zinedine Zidane. A mix of the two.
I got you.
No,
I got you. So I'm gonna add
style-wise,
to
he takes from both of them. He's not better than either one.
So I
I'm
would
saying
say
style-wise.
Leon, he was a finisher. Leon, he was a finisher. Zizou is the grace which he has on the pitch, and he has a nice touch. I won't say to the extent, but it's also
What
being
does
French.
This is his guy, though.
We're not
This,
saying
this
he's
is his
good,
guy.
bro.
What does Ronaldo, Luis Nazario da Lima has that Karim Benzema has too? Tell me.
Bro,
Tell me.
I think you were trying to say it. Imagine a Zizou, like a link-up player, really techie, really skillful, all that kind of creative
Benzema that
stuff.
techie?
Who also
He's
fit.
decent.
He's very techie.
I'm sorry. Just to preface
Bro.
this, they're right now comparing Ronaldo R9 to
No,
Benzema.
I'm not,
keep going,
bro.
keep going.
Okay, literally all athletes draw from other athletes' game. We're saying Benzema draws a bit from Zizou and a bit from Ronaldo to be his own player. He's not as good as either one of them.
Speaking of,
That's all. It's
Speaking
really
of-
not that crazy, bro. We're talking about Real Madrid, who's in first place in their group because they took their first L since May. Let me talk about Barcelona and Atletico Madrid.
You ain't have to do
all
that.
my ops are dead. Y'all done dropped out to the Thursday night club.
So,
What are you talking about? All my ops are dead.
Shakhtar.
Barca, you can't chat us in any sort of way. This is fresh off El Clasico and
Shakhtar.
Ballon d'Or. Atletico, bro. What are you like?
Shakhtar?
The little brothers in Madrid. What are y'all doing?
the end of the
all my
Atletico
ops
game-
are dead. This is sweet. This is sweet.
The end of the Atletico game was crazy,
Crazy,
though.
bro.
So a penalty giving in the last minute, Carrasco gets the chance to actually win it for Atletico.
Facts.
Not only does the keeper stop it, then it bounces off, go again, ball hits the crossbar, and then gets taken out.
Yep.
Crazy. Looking like FIFA,
Looking like
bro.
FIFA.
Literally.
Crazy.
And I think that, bro, Real Madrid representing La Liga right now, I don't know what that means for the league. The fact that that's the only team going into the round of 16.
Shaky, bro.
That's from La Liga. But Serie A, I mean, hey, y'all got, okay.
They got.
Okay.
let me speak.
No, let's go. Let's go.
Talk your stuff.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. Gabe looked me in my eyes, right?
Yeah.
And he said, the Serie A, the top of their league, just doesn't compete in Europe. And now I'm looking at Spain.
Okay.
And I'm looking at your teams.
I'm listening.
Where are they?
Where are
They're
they?
gone.
Well, I mean, the defending champions are still there. So
No,
I
but the
think
other
we're good.
teams.
Yeah, they're gone.
I agree. Your team
So
is
let's
there.
chat. So this is the thing, bro. If we want to talk trophies, because you play in a tournament to win trophies, I believe, is that just making sure we play to win trophies?
I know
Okay.
trophies.
I know
so-
winning trophies.
So
I know.
in the last every single season since I've started watching footy, bro, we are right there or winning it. In
I'm
the
talking about right-
Europa
I'm talking
League-
about right now,
Yeah,
though.
and the defending champs who look great are right there.
I'm talking about the league.
The league, La Liga. I
Yeah.
agree. Real is doing very,
Yeah.
very well.
What I'm saying
La
is,
Liga. Talk about La Liga.
As a whole,
Yes.
in Europe,
What does it
I'm
mean
really
that
gonna
y'all
see,
two
bro.
best teams are in Europa League now? What does that mean?
Our two best.
How are
two
your
best
second two
teams.
best teams? Your second two best teams.
Are they our two best teams?
What does it mean that Atletico Madrid and
I
Barcelona
mean,
are
it's,
Europa League? What does that mean?
Listen,
What does that
No,
mean?
it's cool. No, I mean they're in a really bad period, especially Barcelona, who's usually not back-to-back years in Europa League. But bro,
I'm
I mean,
just a
the
punching
thing
bag
about
at
it,
this point.
the thing about it, one season, it depends. Is it a blimp or is next year just Madrid again? That's what I'm talking about. Because a couple years ago, Villarreal won, Real Madrid won last year. We know what Sevilla does Europa League. We know what Madrid's done in Champions League, Barca before. So if we're going like the last 20 years of consistency, 1 year off, okay. But now if it's next year again, that's concerning.
Yeah.
But bro, you can't overreact to some shit like that. If Atletico's last minute penalty went in, they're going through, or if the header off the crossbar goes in, it's like it's too small to make it like an actual concern. But if it's next year too, and we drop in Europa and Conference League and it's just Real, then it's concerning. But I can't offer 1 year be worried about that, bro.
Yeah, I think it's a bit unfair to say that.
Yeah, for sure.
To start judging the whole league overall in
Yeah.
Europe because of this year's failure to move forward in the round of 16. Yeah, we got one team in there, but how many years have La Liga teams consistently not just been in the round of 16, but
Won it.
continuously dominated in the Champions League? Like when Premier League teams do nothing in the Champions League, we never talk about the league overall as we don't talk about the quality of the Premier League overall. We
should,
just
though.
say, we should.
We should, though.
But
Because who's we? We should.
Yeah.
most people don't.
And
the
you know what
fans, most of the
Yeah.
time, they still uphold that they still put the Premier League on a pedestal and still say this is the top league in Europe. Yeah,
That's-
although
that's
Real
a-
been kicking their
yeah.
ass in the Champions League for years. Barca
I
been
mean,
kicking their ass for
running
years.
through the whole. Ooh,
years.
come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until Liverpool really got it together a few years ago.
We beat in the final twice last 5 years.
Like so they wasn't doing
Facts.
nothing. So all I'm saying is cut La Liga some slack.
Yeah.
You know, some of our teams are out.
Yeah.
There's one representing it. I'm not gonna say it's representing us because I ain't never gonna say no Real Madrid representing me. But to be honest, I don't have much that I can really say right now because I'm in a
Yeah.
bad position. So yeah, I'm
also
not.
for Serie A, when's the last time y'all were even in a semifinal?
Juventus 2014, 15.
Oh, I'm so glad you said
Oh no,
that.
y'all was in the final
I am-
2017 and lost to Real Madrid. I remember that. Yes.
I am so glad you said that because what the
Let's talk
hell
about
is
Juve.
going on
Yeah,
with
yeah,
greatest
Juventus,
club ever,
bro?
right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, let's get into Juventus.
All you.
This is something I've been looking at for a while. Juventus has two main issues, right? One is their coach, Allegri, and the way that he's putting their players onto the field. Like, if y'all watched the Juventus-Benfica game, the Juventus players walked onto the field the way that a high school team walks into a field when they know that they're about to play a team that's going to beat them. So, all the players come onto the field, and they're all like, I don't want to mess up because then coach won't play me next game. So this game, I'm going to just do my very small little thing that I have to do, and that's how you lose games. So that's one. Two, they have a problem with the fact that their strikers don't play well with each other. They have Keane and Vlahovic up top. Vlahovic is not a two-man striker, neither is Keane, and that's Allegri's fault. So it's two issues that the coach needs to fix, but the problem is they can't fire him because there's no one that's going to replace him. So, yeah,
Zidane rejected the job, right?
of course, yeah. And so did
And he used to
Pochettino.
play for them, and it's one of the most historic teams in Italy. That's a fall from grace.
Yeah.
It's a tough sell though right now.
It's a very tough sell.
It's not very attractive
Yeah.
to coach Juventus
And they don't have
right
money,
now.
so
Yeah.
I was gonna say if they don't have the money, it's really rap.
yeah,
That's really tough.
Who's waiting for that French call up?
yeah.
I would like to see it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All I'm saying is that the only league that's not struggling in the Champions League right now is the Prem.
I mean, right now, but y'all went to Napoli
three out
and
of
lost.
4 first place in their groups. Liverpool's in second. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
I know. And let's
So
talk like
we
later.
gonna see what happens.
We'll
but
talk
right
yeah.
now.
Let's talk
we're
later in the
only league that's not
competition when it
looking
gets
sorry.
real.
Yeah,
we'll talk later. Because we saw what happened last year. I don't want to remind y'all. And that's like to win the actual lift the cup. That's what. But it's fine. It's cool.
Get it.
Shall we?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Sebspiracies.
A new segment on the Five Aside Pod. Every week, I'm gonna be bringing a conspiracy theory, a hot take, a thought that I've had during the week that's a little out there, and we're gonna present it, and we'll see what y'all think. We'll see what they think. All right. So this week, I was thinking about Manchester United's last game in Cyprus against Ammonia, right? And I was thinking back to Francis Uzoho's goalkeeping performance. A lot of people saying it's one of the best goalkeeping performances of the year. And in my head, I was thinking, is there such thing as an elite goalkeeper? This was my thought, right? So then I thought back to some former goalkeepers that sort of come out of nowhere and then get brought into the top club level fold. For example, Keylor Navas from Costa Rica, who had an incredible performance, or even a player like Ochoa from Mexico, who just seems to pop up during the World Cup.
Facts.
My thought process was this, right? And I'll break it down for y'all. This is my argument. This is the statement. There is no such thing as an elite goalkeeper. A goalkeeper works purely on confidence. And I know there's a lot of goalkeepers out there watching this that are just, they're punching the screen right now.
Schmeichel.
But I know a lot of y'all, in y'all games, go into a game either high on confidence or low on confidence, and that alone determines how y'all play. Now, there is distribution, there is passing, there is getting out of the back, but saving ability, I think that elite goalkeeping is purely just confidence, and you could honestly take a high school level player from the U.S. who has a lot of confidence, and he will have an average performance in the Prem. That is my take.
Wait, high school in the U.S.
The U.S.
I'm gonna raise my
Interesting.
Just raising my hand real quick.
Go ahead.
So Courtois is 6'6".
Yep.
Like a 6'9" wingspan.
Yep.
So when his great reach helps him make unreal saves in the Champions League
Of course,
final.
athleticism matters. I'm not saying that. I'm
Well,
talking
so it's
about
not just confidence.
I agree. Athleticism and confidence come into play. Like, of course, if you're 6'10",
What about decision making? You can be
I don't think
confident.
so. That's where I draw the
Hey,
line.
you can be confident and make terrible decisions. We know that. So
that's confidence, though. You make
you
decisions
saying
based on
that's
how you
what you
feel.
do?
nah, not me. That's not me. That's not me. Don't let me get it twisted.
I'm just saying. You're confident. You make good decisions. You're a
Not
little shaky in the head.
but
you
that's
make
not,
bad
that's
decisions.
not true, bro.
How
You can be
not?
confident and make terrible decisions.
How?
You think Kanye not confident right now? That boy just lost $6 billion in 2 days.
I don't know if it's comparable. I'm talking about sports.
I'm saying in anything, bro.
Nah, there's some elite keepers, bro. Just
Yeah.
that are
We'll see.
strictly keepers.
Nah,
What?
I hear what
Come
you're
on.
They
saying.
here?
No, I hear what you're saying, but you're also wilding, son.
You're wilding.
It's also like, don't discredit keepers who do their research too on the opposition.
Yeah.
Like for instance, it's confidence, but also could be people actually steady, like where people place things, especially when it comes to penalties and stuff like that.
Sure.
Too. I see what you're saying in the sense that at the elite level in general, confidence is going to be a difference between the small mistakes and all that type of stuff. But I don't know, high school to Prem. I don't
Is
know
that
what
also
you're
not
saying.
all positions?
That's what I'm saying. Like
No.
confidence affects everything, but like I think my question to that would be, what are you saying doesn't count that people are counting?
I'm just saying, like, you could really take any high level. Let's say I think high school's a little crazy. Let's say
very crazy.
like D1.
Nah,
little
I hear it,
crazy.
though. I
No,
hear it, though.
literally, like
I hear
like
it.
I think keeping is so much more about like there's a basic threshold and then anyone can do it. And I know there's keepers that are so upset at me right now, but honestly, like it's about a little bit of luck, shot stopping, athleticism, and if you have, I feel like if we talk about FIFA ratings, if you're at a 70, you can be put anywhere and be fine.
I mean, granted, so what Gabe pointed out is the fact that is a transferable thought that can be placed in a lot of other positions. You
Yeah.
put a striker at a certain level, the confidence is gonna be within, how they're finishing. And
Yeah.
these are all great players who could actually finish top ends, could put tap ins, could miss tap ins, but confidence is the difference. So like, I don't know if what you're saying is like, it's
It's a-
valid, but it's also just
Yeah.
like
And what about
at elite level, yeah,
yeah.
it's confidence.
But what about wingers? You need confidence to dribble past them.
I just think
Hazard
outfield
does
is
not
different.
dribble like Vinny right now, like because of the like.
I just think outfield is different. But go ahead.
Yeah, I just feel like, yeah, it's just, bro. I see so many goalkeepers that skill wise, I just see the mastery and how they do things. And I hate to, not hate, but I don't like to always make things about Barca. But Ter Stegen is elite, bro. German goalkeepers, period. I'll give him that. Neuer too. German goalkeepers are fire, bro.
Ter Stegen's
Spanish.
Like
had
you
good
can see
seasons,
in
yeah.
terms the skill. Certain times they make saves where I do think confidence plays a big part in it. Because sometimes they make certain saves, they're like this was just too easy. Like y'all shooting at me, like whatever. Like it seems like it's easy because of their skill set, not because of just pure like confidence.
I'm
That's
just
not
saying,
based on
a
anything.
goalie's fall off can be so quick though, and that's why I make this point. Like you look at Karius in that final, you look at what Mendy's going through right now. If you can rise that high and fall that high, I think it's just kind of like brittle, you
I
know.
think
But
it's
strikers
also-
fall out of form too.
I would say,
Go ahead,
yeah,
bro.
with regards to keepers, just defense in general in a lot of sports, the game is a little tough for them because one mistake is highlighted a lot more than them doing their job, doing it well. Also, we're spending a lot of time and talking about keepers saving. Keepers do more than that. So if you want to talk about distribution and all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Look at Salah's goal. Was it against United?
Yeah. Oh no, Man City.
It was against. See, that's just trauma. But no.
Allison has 3 assists this season.
Let that go. Let it
He's got
go.
3 assists
Let it
this season.
go. Bro,
Yeah.
let it sing for real. So
Technique crazy.
Nah, I hear what you're saying though. I mean, yeah.
Let us know. Let us know what you think.
I think too, to cut some slacks, people are gonna cook you.
Of course.
I think what you're saying is it's the position where confidence matters the most.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's really getting at. So I got you with that. Sure.
Man.
Cook me. Let me know.
Seb Spears, you know.
That's
do that.
crazy,
yeah, that's
bro.
not good. But speaking of things that aren't good, Chelsea, they
What a transition.
I agree.
Smoothest podcast you know.
I don't care. We're a better team. We're a better team. We're a better team. We're a better team. We're a better team.
Nah, that 4-1.
We're a better team. We're a better team.
4-1 Brighton was a little crazy.
Well, look.
You beat Dynamo.
Look,
But you did be down.
Finally.
But the EPL is a little
Shaky as well.
look, Potter ball is up. Potter was, he was experimenting.
Man, y'all are butterball at this point.
We
Ain't no
went to
Potter
Brighton.
ball.
We tried to do a little something different. Didn't work. On to the next.
So
That's how the game goes.
y'all took their coach and their best player and still lost.
4-1
That's crazy.
with 2 own goals.
That's how it goes.
Crazy. That's
They
a
lost
wild.
to Shakhtar last week, so I don't want to hear nothing.
We didn't lose to Shakhtar last week. We lost to Leipzig and still won our group.
Okay, you lost
Anyways.
to Leipzig last week. Whatever.
You lost to Brighton in the Premier League, where the loss actually counts towards the end of the season.
Wait, let's
have a fun. Let's have a fun.
Who's supposed to be
Let's
the
have
number
a
one
fun
team?
little thing. When you lose in a group stage, as long as you qualify for the next round, it doesn't matter. When you lose in the league, it actually counts towards the final result. So our loss, we won our group, so it doesn't matter.
That's cute.
Your loss actually contributes to you not winning a trophy.
Guess what? We're in
But
the
anyways, go
same
ahead.
place, right? We're in the same
Well,
place.
not in our leagues. We're in first place.
Yeah.
But hold on.
Anyways.
You said Potter ball is working. It seems like our young man
Pulisic
Christian
wasn't feeling it.
Pulisic
You
is
thought he
not
was
really
feeling him?
feeling it.
No.
He's not feeling. He's straight Ice Spice vibes.
He hasn't been getting felt in years at Chelsea.
Damn. Wow.
Honestly,
You want to say that one more time so I can subtitle it later?
Pulisic has not been getting felt for years at Chelsea. I think
He needs some action.
Yeah.
Mark that. We gonna put some romantic music on this as you describe to us his need to be felt.
he's
touched.
He's been wanting to get some caressing action. He does need some action, but I think
It's starting to sound like Saturday night. Goddamn.
Love.
he just hasn't, at least for me as a Chelsea fan, he hasn't shown that he could be consistent. And
Has he
that
been
comes
giving the chance to be consistent?
I don't know what's happening in the locker room, but when
Speaking of that.
he comes on the pitch, he's exciting and he has moments, but he just doesn't seem convincing to me. Like there are players who come on the pitch and you can tell they're
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
For
But
sure.
every time he comes on, it looks like he's trying to force it. He's trying to prove himself, which I get. I would be in the
Yeah,
same situation.
It's tough.
But it's just kind of a bad look. And
tough,
he's
yeah.
American.
You think he's a locker room guy? I was like,
No.
we've seen some some interviews of him and things like that. But do you think in the locker room?
No.
If
If personality was a FIFA rating, his would be like 12.
Yeah, he seems kind of
I met him in person. He seemed very nice.
No, I'm sure he's cool.
Yeah, in person.
I'm sure he's cool, but
Shout out Chris, it was cool,
I don't think he speaks at all in the locker room.
Yeah.
in his situation especially, he's
Yeah.
probably just kind of he's not getting the love he deserves or he feels he deserves. So he's probably
And
just
listen,
over it.
when that happens, you got to speak up. Because allegedly, this is all allegedly.
allegedly,
This is what the reports are saying. I'm just reading the news, folks. They say that Christian Pulisic and Graham Potter allegedly got into a heated, all caps, altercation in the dressing room with the American supposedly telling him that he was tripping, dog. So that's what they saying, bro. I don't know.
what's
Yeah.
up? What's up? With
I don't know.
What's up with the Americans in this? In
Trying
this
to be like
dog
Dempsey, bro. Trying to be
thing?
like Dempsey for sure.
Like you don't know where I'm from, dog.
Yeah, shout out Clint. Shout out Clint. But yeah, for sure.
Pulisic is from the sweetest place on
Hershey.
earth. Hershey,
Well,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania's not sweet, but Hershey is, yeah.
Yeah, Hershey.
Nigga, you Philly?
Hershey.
Let's
Yeah,
really
true.
slow down
Philly
now.
ain't sweet.
Yeah, please.
Philly
Let's,
is
really slow
very
down, yeah.
spicy, but
Sanctioned in Philly.
Nigga, no one is shit. He can't even shame them.
tread lightly.
No more.
Honestly, relax.
Careful.
No, actually,
Yeah,
relax.
walk into Kensington right now.
All right, so you're obviously I think that Pulisic obviously isn't fitting in fully with Chelsea. I don't know if he was fitting in better at Dortmund or not. It doesn't seem like in Europe overall that he's like, it doesn't seem like it's a perfect glove fit.
Bro.
It like he plays well. He's obviously earned his spot on the team.
Yeah.
But it never feels like it's 100% right. Like I feel like
Honestly,
he's like a Mo Salah at Liverpool. It's a right fit. He performs, he gets time.
Of course.
He doesn't get as much injuries. It sits right.
That's also
everything has gone well.
For sure.
You know, and I think all throughout, I think that his relationship with his teammates, his relationship with the managers, his output on the pitch, and maybe his performance in training, everything kind of fits right. And that goes for a lot of different players. You know, Iñaki Williams, for example, too. Like he doesn't play as consistently for his team and do as well as he's done if it's not a right fit. Yeah. I feel like Pulisic has not found like the perfect mold for him.
I mean, he needs to go to a team that needs like a right winger. I think Milan would be actually a really, really cool spot for him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Milan?
Yeah, AC Milan. Like they need a right winger
for him. Yeah.
I feel like players that don't do well, especially at Chelsea, come to Milan and do
go crazy.
amazing. I don't know. It's a shout. I would take a Roma as well. Italy is just a good place for players to like gain their confidence.
What's
never
homie
mind.
that kicked the cat, bro?
It's not funny.
Zuma.
It's not
Zuma?
funny at all.
It's not-
But the fact that that's a real nigga is funny.
Was it Zuma?
Yo, I promise you, I did not give a shit about that cat, bro. I did not give a shit about that cat. Nah, because I remember he got suspended.
Bleep the whole segment. Bleep the whole segment. We're going to keep going.
I
Bleep
was trying to
everything.
arrest him over that shit.
Look. I just want, hold on. Disclaimer.
Save it.
Five-a-side podcast does not condone any form of
animal
abuse or
violence, period.
abuse.
Apparently Kendrick
period.
does.
But all
You're
I'm
on thin
saying,
ice, buddy.
What the fuck, Kendrick? Kendrick, what the fuck?
I'm gonna say what I need to say.
This is
Because
crazy.
as a
This is
Haitian, as a child of two Haitian immigrants, Hear me out. As a child of two Haitian immigrants, if you go talk to a white woman across the street and ask her, "Oh, do you beat your kids?" They're gonna call the police on my mom. Because I got beat as a kid.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, like...
Why you snitching on moms, bro?
No, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
I don't
That's
know.
black shit
I don't
in
wanna
general,
say,
but yeah.
like,
But it's a cat. Like you can't teach a cat the same way you can teach a kid.
Yeah.
You shouldn't kick a
Niggas
cat.
don't speak
You
English,
just shouldn't
bro.
kick a cat.
I'm sorry.
Why are you
I'm-
kicking animals? The fuck did the cat do, bro? God
No,
damn.
I agree. Like there's like this whole like demonization of like culture. No, I agree. I agree.
Oh,
No, I think it was
again.
Yeah, I think that
Here's my
was.
thing.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
think it was OD
yeah, that's fair.
because it
Fuck
seems
that cat.
It seems like it was more. God damn it! It seems like it was more of like the
We're leaving it all in. Leaving it all in.
corporate side.
Oh, damn.
It
It's fine,
seems
it's
like
fine.
it was,
He's
that's
outta
a
here.
sign from the universe telling us, y'all are running on thin ice.
Yo, grab that red right there.
Yo, it seems like it was more the corporate side of the game that was trying to cancel him and like the more the modern new, soccer fan mentality or whatever that crowd was trying to cancel him. Most football fans were saying exactly what you're saying. Yeah. Like we really don't care about this. Like this don't got nothing to do with what he's doing for where he playing at Aston Villa or
West Ham.
Yeah, this don't got nothing to do with us blowing our bubbles before the game. So it's like I'm forever blowing bubbles with or without the cat. So it's like let's keep playing. So same thing with PK. When they came to play in New Jersey against the New York Red Bulls, there was like every time he got the ball, there was a small portion of the crowd that was like boo because the news was Shakira had just came out. And then
Niggas be cheating. That's
after
whatever, bro.
a few more touches, most people were like, yo, this is Gerard Piqué. Like, cheating is not okay, but this is a football legend.
I'm joking.
What you trying to?
Nah, it's a joke, bro. This is a podcast for entertainment.
So let's enjoy the fact that he's here. He doesn't come to the
course.
U.S. a lot of times. Let's cheer him on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's also not a crime. It's just stupid. Like, why would you do that to anyone, let alone Shakira?
But
Don't cheat. Cheating's bad.
I'll say
it's not a crime.
It's not a crime. I mean, it's not a crime. Niggas ain't getting arrested for that. Lock up all New York
back
City,
in the
bro.
day,
What you talking about?
back in the day, you get
Lock up my
crucified
neighborhood.
for that
Yo.
shit.
But yeah,
adultery.
The girl would get it crucified. Niggas ain't
You
doing.
get stoned.
You think niggas
for-
wasn't cheating in the Salem witch trials? They was.
What are we
my
talking
Niggas
about
was
right now?
cheating, bro.
What are we really
Back to the
talking about
original
right now?
topic. Back to the original topic.
yeah, essentially,
I think-
football fans are. I was saying my
Yeah.
point is
Yeah.
football fans are grimier, and they let a lot of shit slide a lot
I mean,
more. So it's easier for us to get
Football
past
fans. We're talking about
certain
American
stuff.
football too. 'Cause
Soccer fans.
These niggas be beating the shit out of women and no one cares,
Oof.
or killing niggas,
Wasn't,
or whatever, or
Ben Roethlisberger.
or sexual assault, rape, creepy shit,
I
harassment.
mean, it happens in soccer
Deshaun
too.
Watson. No, I'm saying it's not a. It's really men
It's an
not giving a
issue.
fuck in
It's an
general.
issue. Yeah.
It's not a soccer fan thing. Is my thing.
But yeah,
NFL
I mean,
be the same shit.
What? How do we feel about that?
It's terrible.
I think for me,
It's terrible.
Wait,
I mean-
set up your point. Feel about what? Like fans?
just like about I guess sports culture in general,
Gotcha.
and how we can just, and the same thing applies to music. We have this conversation
Oh,
of music
facts,
all the
facts,
time,
facts,
talking
facts,
about
yeah.
artists who do horrible things, and you know we still stream their music. Like people literally talking about, I just murdered Tyreek yesterday.
Yeah.
and we over here like, yeah, this
Nah,
shit
hitting the
hard.
little sturdy to it.
And
Yeah,
so
of course.
it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think as I get older, more mature, more refined, I think I find myself like,
This nigga.
yeah,
Nigga said a brotherly reminder yesterday in the group chat, bro. He said, "This is a brotherly reminder."
I'm
bro.
gonna start saying that
I said,
shit,
"Who does he
bro."
think he is, bro?"
Uncle Kenny over here.
but
I can't wait till he passed the bar exam, bro. He gonna be.
Come
just-
on, Malcolm K.
Oh my
Malcolm K.
goodness.
Dr. Kendrick.
Dr.
But-
K is crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer, but I've definitely been asking myself, like, how do I consume certain media, and separate it from like what the player or whatever them did or they said.
To me, it's
And is that
yeah.
okay? Like, is it okay for me to like cheer on, go to a Nets game and cheer on the Nets when I mean, I guess the Kyrie situation is a little slippery, but
Yeah.
when the player's under so much fire for saying crazy shit,
Yeah.
doing crazy shit.
I think honestly, everybody draws their own line. For instance, there's different levels of canceling. If we're going to music and canceling an artist, right? Like an R. Kelly is more universally, everyone's like, fuck that nigga. You're super creepy. There's 30 girls coming out, et cetera, et cetera. A Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, right? And then there's the Tory Lanez, which is a little bit more to a lot of people a debatable situation. We don't know what happened. There's an ongoing trial.
But some
there's
people
one
would
victim.
even say like, not to
And people-
interrupt, but
yeah.
some people would say like yeah, fuck Tory. Like,
No
it's
facts.
not
What
even-
I'm
it's
saying,
not even-
every person kind of draws their own
Oh,
line.
okay.
So
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's up to us to draw our own lines and also not be too judgmental of what line people draw. Because at the same time, every product we consume is also quite corrupt.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know what Apple's doing to cobalt mining in
Exactly.
Africa,
No, yeah.
look that up.
But that's the thing. That's the
Fast
thing.
fashion,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So I just hope people aren't getting a little bit too much on their high horse, their little moral high ground, because everything we consume is corrupt in some way. So draw your own line, do what you can to be as moral as possible. But if you want to be fully moral away from all this capitalistic society, you gotta go live in the woods.
One thing that
Like,
I wanted
actually.
to say to clarify earlier, although I do think soccer fans are grimier and they let a lot of things slide, I don't think that should be the norm. For sure. I do think that as a whole, as a global fan base, we have so much power. We should be doing our best to use that power for good. If I don't care if it's trigger warning, if it's rape, if it's domestic abuse, if it's any sort of abuse overall, if it's racism, whatever it is,
Homophobia,
if we have an opportunity to speak out against something that's wrong, we absolutely have to, because as a collective, I do think we got a crap ton of power and we should be using that to help those who need it, and not just sweep things under the rug to protect the athletes.
Yeah.
Not to keep, I don't want to beat a dead horse on this.
Nah, you
topic,
good, bro.
And to that point too, I really think that brands need to do a better job at limiting comments. Like,
What you mean by
like,
that?
for example, I'm not gonna drop any names, but if like a big sports media outlet posts something about like Kyrie Irving
All right.
saying something that's an anti-Semite comment, like they should turn off the comments on the post. Or if they're posting about Brittany Griner, they should turn off the comments on the post, because like the first thing that people do when there's like a really serious post about like a crime or something like really devastating happen like they go to the comments to see the most like comments, and it's some 13-year-old somewhere saying something that's like horrible.
Oh yeah,
you know, like whenever something really bad happens, the comments are flooded with like
terrible jokes.
Yeah,
jokes.
And especially in women's sports, like
it's terrible.
If you see somebody like
God.
post an accomplishment of like, the Portland Thorns just
not
won
a real
the
sport.
championship,
Yeah, some bullshit.
the comments
yeah.
are flooded with like 13-year-old boys like, this isn't even a real thing.
Yeah,
this is
it's
like
terrible.
And it's just like, I think there's a responsibility too on the media outlets to like limit the comments. Or if you see there's a comment that's at the top that's really inappropriate, delete it. But they just let it rock. Because it brings in more views and more traction. And so there's a responsibility on them as well.
But that gets into quote unquote free speech, right? And everything that Elon, I guess he owns Twitter now. I'm confused. I don't really know what's going on. I feel like he does. But I don't know, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
goes into the free speech. I really don't know.
So like all this is very interesting, and it does correlate to my Sebspiracy of the week.
I have Senegal, Qatar, Netherlands, Ecuador.
Interesting.
Qatar second?
Qatar second.
They getting out that
Let's
group,
discuss
bro.
that real quick.
Bribes?
Bro, listen, there's something strange about the host.
Oh my goodness.
There's something strange about the host nation World Cups. We saw Russia last year last tournament get to the quarterfinals.
That's fair.
So this has been a very shady lead up to the World Cup. I expect some shadiness in the groups. Qatar's gonna find a way through.
And Josh?
That's valid. For me, like my man Eli says, Senegal, Holland, Qatar, Ecuador. I believe that Senegal, without their star player, they're going to start off hot. Like, they don't have the person to rely on in a sense. Holland's going to get it done. I think that the Netherlands going to mess up early and then pick up. Qatar's going to get through, you know what I'm saying, Ecuador. Shout out Ecuador. We love Ecuador. You might have
Shout out Jordy. Big shout out to our biggest fan, Jordy. But
they're going home.
They're going home, buddy.
One thing I do want to say just quickly is that the Qataris have invested almost $1 billion into their soccer project in the past 10 years. So they've picked up players that weren't initially Qatari, have naturalized them, turned them into Qatari national team players. So we might be surprised. We might see some people we've never heard of before, and they, they might.
Might?
They've been doing better.
We don't know none of them. We don't know none of them.
They actually
what do you mean we might see
They played in the Gold Cup though and did well.
Yeah,
they got to the semifinals.
Yeah.
They did well, I think, in the Asian Cup too.
They won it.
All I remember,
they won it. They had the top goal scorer, I believe.
We might be really surprised.
Listen,
We'll
shady
see.
World Cup, shady results.
Let's discuss Brazil.
Yeah,
Josh.
Brazil. For me. Ginga, all that. For me, they're here to win. And granted, they have the pieces. I think it's one of those things, too. If a country that's supposed to do well starts out too hot, sometimes it's not always the best for them. As you've seen, I think countries are going to, get hit up a bit and pick up. So I think that might be Brazil's case. Because at the end of the day, too, it is a very physical game. Countries are not going to give it up easy. But they'll pick up as they go. I feel like Brazil might be, upwards trajectory.
I think that they're really going to miss... Brazil are going to miss the experience and the fire that Firmino brings. I think it was a huge mistake to not put him in the squad. They needed to have guys like Dani Alves and Thiago Silva there. Of course, you have the Neymars and the Rafinhas and Anthony. Some players are it's a no-brainer. You have to have them in the squad. Up front, they're lethal. Midfield, they're going crazy. The defense is meh. It's okay. It's not the best. It's not the best.
It's mid.
Yeah, it's not the best in the tournament. But if
they could keep up.
They're on their P's and Q's,
they could keep up.
And that defense doubles up during the World Cup, then everything else is stellar. So
great keepers too.
Yeah,
multiple
amazing
world-class keepers.
The best keepers in the competition, I think.
And you're talking about bite. They got Casemiro in midfield, bro. They're good on that. They got the fight.
Even
they got
Fred.
Casemiro is cooked right now.
Yeah,
no. He's talking about He's talking about like having the fight, like the hunger, like the intensity.
Casemiro plays for Manchester United. It's easy to look cooked when you play.
But
that's true too.
For United.
Let me just read.
I will say it real quick. Casemiro and Fred do play well together for Brazil. They don't play as well together for United. It's interesting.
This is true.
But they'll get
We
it.
know Casemiro's done for.
I'm just gonna read Brazil's attack just real quick.
Nuts.
Anthony, Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Pedro from Brazil. He's one of the best players in the Brazilian league. Rafinha, Richarlison, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., Neymar.
My worry for Brazil, and we can move on. But my worry for Brazil is that teams are going to sit back, and I don't know if their offense is cohesive enough.
They could pierce
pierce through when a team. I know they can do well on the counter. I don't know how they're going to do when a team is just
when there's a low block. You have to really move the ball quickly to get the shape shifted. However, they have some long distant shooters, which also forces teams to step out. That's what Casemiro's waiting for.
Let me just paint a picture though real quick. Right?
Yeah.
Brazil's gonna have to play a nation like Cameroon, a nation like Serbia, and a nation like Switzerland, right?
Yep.
Talk about Serbia real quick. That's a Slavic nation, right?
Yeah.
And those Slavic nations want to defend, they defend. And you know how Brazil gets when it's like, I want you to just, in your heads, imagine this, right? 75th minute, it's still 0-0. Brazil is going, they're going. The Serbians get on a counterattack, they score. Same thing could happen against Cameroon.
Yeah.
Defend. It's an African nation that's playing for their country, and the Cameroonian fans are in the stadium. Same thing. Now they've lost 2 games in a row, and they got to beat Switzerland. I don't know. I'm just painting that picture, which doesn't sound crazy if you know soccer.
But you could say that about any top nation.
I know, but Brazil, it's just a little bit more convincing in my head, that picture.
So you're saying it's mental then?
I agree.
But you're
Just a
saying
little bit
mentally.
more convincing that when teams need to defend against Brazil, it's doable. That's all I'm saying.
I will say, like, for instance, Germany could pass through the block, but Brazil one-on-one can disrupt anything.
This is true.
With, like, every player on the pitch.
That's the thing. They're so creative.
Bro, Vinny, the
They
shit
can
he's been
figure it
doing,
out.
One-on-one, that creates havoc that gets through the block, too.
I think they have Brazil have the right kind of players to where when their back is against the wall, they'll just be like, screw it, let's have fun and make a moment of magic.
And they have a lot of champions, bro.
Yeah.
Those guys have won big on the club stage, and they've won Copa America.
At the same time, we're talking about beating out a low block. All it takes is one corner kick for the opposite team.
Against a Serbian,
and
that's
then,
the average height is like 6'5". They're the tallest team in the world.
What I'm saying is it takes a corner kick for the Serbians, a counterattack for Brazil.
And it's a wrap.
You see Anthony Neymar and them just running at you.
And Vinny. And Martinelli. What's up, done? That counter is going to be crazy.
Until a Serbian left back just breaks Neymar's ankle.
Relax. We don't know. Neymar's been hurt in the World Cup.
I really feel like Brazilian players hear like samba playing in their heads as they're running. Like it's just it's
in the blood,
it's
bro.
magic, bro. Group H.
I saw on Twitter that Ghana forgot the suitcase of their jerseys.
What's going on?
I heard that.
What's going on?
Me having to explain that, there's no way. But as if I'm going
You
to
weren't
explain.
responsible? You're not responsible?
Yeah, like I'm responsible.
Getting the kids?
I will say every World Cup, there's always some issues.
What did they use? FedEx, UPS?
They're physically carrying them, bro.
They said they're
Team
worried they're
manager
not going to come in
fucked
time. That's what they said.
Yo, Puma, you got some questions to answer,
They're
bro.
going playing white tees.
But no, I'm saying there's
Go
always
ahead, white
something.
tees.
Ghana FA, got a federation, you got to pattern up, man. There's always something going on.
Nah.
I don't know.
But nah,
Africa, please.
African team doing the best in World Cup.
Senegal, bro.
Very recently, Ghana by far.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I think Uruguay goes first in that group. I don't
They
like
got a
them.
squad,
Either
bro.
I think they
way,
have a squad.
And they're mean. They're really mean.
Like Garatarua, as they say in Uruguay. It's
They're
like
mean,
that.
bro.
They
All
don't
in
care.
all, though, I do think that it's gonna be. You was gonna say.
No, go ahead.
No,
bro.
I do think it's going to be a very, very interesting World Cup. It seems like, as far as my memory can go back, I feel like increasingly the World Cup has gotten wilder and wilder and just
yes,
more entertaining and
yes.
more unpredictable.
More
The last one, personally, was my favorite World Cup ever. It was just, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Russia.
All throughout. Yeah.
Not Brazil.
It was,
Interesting. Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I think it was a bit of a step up from Brazil, especially since
And not South Africa. either?
Neymar to like getting injured and all of that stuff. It was but you.
So
But I do think it's going to be a very interesting World Cup.
Before we
ahead.
get off this, we can't discuss Portugal in a group stage without discussing what's going on in Mr. Cristiano's head. Right?
I think he should disappear. Yeah, I think he should disappear.
First of all, Mans is looking hold on.
This is fantastic.
I like the Chucky, bro.
Wow.
Bro, you don't have mine. I'm tight.
Fit is fresh. We're recording this on the Tuesday that the game happened. And the King said that tomorrow is going to be a national holiday because of that win.
It might as well be.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
It might
That's
as well be
incredible.
2
That's
holidays.
so
I know
fun.
today was a holiday as
Yeah.
well.
Bro, facts.
That's nuts,
2
bro.
holidays in a row.
That's lit.
Yo, this is a
it's-
win for the Arab world. This is a win for Muslim soccer.
Come on.
In the soccer space in general. Like
For the Somalis.
for the Somalis as well. This is a win for exactly Arabs, Muslims, the Somalis, soccer that's just generally slept on. I think like for the fact that they came out and played toe to toe and sometimes better than Argentina for almost the whole game shows that when you take a game to another place and you invest in it and you actually allow people to take their time, grow, and invest themselves in soccer,
That's the product. There's actual talent that exists outside of the West and outside of the US.
And I want to say shout out to the fans too, because
Yes,
from the moment the game was on, this is the first World Cup match this year where you could actually hear how loud it was. And the commentators the whole time are like, I know nobody can hear down there on the pitch. You can't hear the coaches. You can't even hear the whistle.
Yeah.
And all the people who were like, oh, there's so many fake fans going to the World Cup, so many fake fans in Qatar. Nah, the real fans were there.
Those were the real fans. Exactly. Well
the
said,
real
well
fans
said,
were at
well
that
said.
match.
That's
So
lit, bro.
Nah, Saudi Arabia had the real, bro. And I guess it reinforces that idea that I don't want to subscribe to too much of, like, we understand the notion of having a 12th man, you know, when the crowd is really on your side, you got an extra boost. And sometimes I feel like some people hide behind that a lot.
Yeah.
But I think we saw a perfect display of that this game.
bro.
Like, they really showed up and showed out.
And y'all saw the celebrations in Saudi Arabia. People freaking out in
Bro.
the crib,
You see
the
ripping the
video?
door off
Yes,
like
bro.
his pops, losing their mind, bro. The passion of the World Cup is not replicated in any other sporting event
At all.
It's not close, bro.
At all.
And listen, this shows you how unpredictable this is too.
Yeah.
People mad we thought Qatar might get out of group, or Seb saying Brazil won't qualify. Bro, who the hell thought Saudi Arabia would beat Argentina after going down? Like, y'all talking about, yo, don't know nothing about footy because you predicted an upset. The game is full of upsets. That's why we love the sport, bro.
about to
And for
say-
y'all saying all this American shit, whatever, well, we watch March Madness, and that's where the upsets happen too. Fuck you talking about?
Nah,
Magic
to
happens.
add on,
Magic
I think
happens,
we're
bro.
also just being reminded what it actually looks like when people putting up for their country. Like, it's not a
Yeah.
regular match. You're gonna see some club ballers that do not ball the same because they've got, you know what I'm saying, they hold people in the crowd. So
Different.
Absolutely. And I feel like the question then this raises is this the beginning of the descent for Argentina? Is this really how Messi's gonna start
I think
The
it's
question is this,
bowing out of the World Cup
my
forever?
boys, Spain right there, you know, next to Josh, they lost the first game in 2010. Everyone's like, Spain,
And
we
they ended up-
and they won it. But I think they're the only team to ever do that. Do y'all think Argentina has a chance to actually win it?
In 1982, fun fact, Italy
Also,
won without winning
A single
a
game in
single
regular
group
season.
stage. Yeah, they're not in the World Cup this year though. Like, I just want to reiterate,
Wait,
like, I just for the people who don't remember,
about
like,
to-
Italy are
yo.
not in the World
Yo,
Cup.
Our
peep.
food is still better though.
Yo,
Okay.
Pre.
Shady.
I'm about to big you up, Seb. I'm about to big you up. Well, Argentina's lost. Italy's unbeaten run. Was it 36 games, 37 games?
37.
Argentina had 32. They could have kept it going, but, you know, none like Italy.
crazy.
No,
So yeah, do y'all
Thank
think
you.
Argentina can do what Spain did?
I think they can. I think one,
Yeah.
one thing I was saying in general is if you get hit early, become serious now. It's not a game. Like, you realize you gotta. Only thing is that this inspires teams too.
Yeah.
You see Saudi Arabia knocking Argentina now, you could go and do whatever you want.
It's like Haiti did in 1804.
That's a bar, bro.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
de Haiti. Come on, bro.
Sensational.
Yeah.
What do you? What?
You didn't follow.
Hey, they just want to be included, bro.
Everybody
Come
else
on.
followed.
It was. I did it though.
I think it's time you can educate the followers.
Listen, man,
Seb has
1804, Haiti became the first black nation to free itself from colonial rule.
How does that
You know
do
what
with
I'm
Saudi
saying?
Arabia
Picked
beating
up the-
Argentina?
no, we just saying that it's just like
The underdog,
the underdog
the
story.
David being Goliath and inspiring other countries to do the same. You see
Yeah.
this flag right here?
Yeah.
You see the red and blue?
Yeah.
That's based off of Haiti.
Yeah.
Come on,
And the
Haiti.
work that Haiti
Haiti
did
did.
in
Yeah.
South America.
This is a reach. This is a reach.
It's
literally fact.
That's
literally
facts, that's facts.
Google it. Google it.
Exactly like me.
Like Gustavi said last episode. Wikipedia.
Chef, bring out the pictures. Come on, bro.
Chef, bring out the John John. Come on, bro.
nah.
And the compa. Yeah, I'm about to be at y'all cookouts. I'm stamped, nigga. I'm
but
stamped.
I know that all you internet experts are mad as hell because obviously you keep predicting that Argentina's gonna do this, Argentina's gonna do that. This is an unpredictable game, and sometimes unpredictable things happen. So I don't put it past FIFA to have a World Cup one day in North Korea.
No, they already
there's-
said it.
there's
Yeah.
I think this history will either repeat or outdo itself. I do think that
Really?
there will
I hope
be a
not.
more controversial World Cup one day.
hope not,
It's just a matter of time, whether it's in our lifetime or not.
That's
I think
fair.
it's gonna happen. But we gotta mention too, the FIFA president Infantino going in the press conference and saying, "Today I feel
African.
African.
I feel gay.
Today I feel."
feel
You say you feel what?
That's what he said. He
Oh,
said
I
I
was
feel
just
gay.
He
making
said I
sure.
feel Arab too.
Then he said he felt disabled.
He
And
said
then
he feels like a migrant worker.
Migrant worker. Because you were the one who was like doing slave labor.
Do you
want to
know how he capped it all off? He
What?
told us that he was bullied as a child. You know why?
Why?
He had red hair.
Yo, Gingers, if
freckles.
I get started, all right, yo.
Yo, I understand the intention. He tried to.
Wait, no. What is the intention?
He's trying-
I
the
don't
migrant
understand.
worker
He's
one
trying-
is crazy,
Bro, I'll
bro.
tell
The
you what
migrant
the
worker is
intention
nuts.
is.
The
They
migrant-
died, bro.
I'll tell you what the intention
migrant
is.
worker
Their
comment
families
is
are
Obviously-
grieving. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
In
it's
terms
nuts.
of
nuts. So
social consciousness and wokeness, that side of the world is just not as advanced as the U.S.
Okay.
has been.
What does that mean, though?
He's
Yeah,
also
sure.
from Europe,
Here's what I
though,
think.
right?
Here's what I
Isn't he
think.
from Europe?
That's a big
Here's what I-
controversy.
No. I think that.
Wait, who's not as advanced? Infantino himself?
Isn't he Italian or something?
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
give
He's
Eli a
Swiss.
chance to
Swiss.
also
Yeah.
reinstate what he's trying to say.
I'll say Europe overall. I'll put that out there and say I feel like Europe as a whole, on a scale of wokeness, is not as high or as advanced as the U.S. has been. I feel like they're
they're
not
less aware, for
They're not as racially conscious. They're not. Even from the people who are more affected by it. Black people in Europe are not as racially conscious or aware as
That's
as
facts.
black people in America are. So I feel like as a whole, he might be seeing it from a PR perspective, and maybe or maybe not his intentions were in the right place. I don't know. I wouldn't put my money on that his intentions were. I feel like it's just like we trying to calm the storm right now, and I got to say something that's poetic to try and make people feel like,
He did say something
our
interesting, though.
What
after
did
the
he
fact.
say?
He said, us Europeans have been destroying the rest of the world for 3,000 years. I think we should be apologizing for 3,000 more.
Oh.
Which is what he said after, which the media didn't report on.
Good stuff.
I
man.
ain't heard no Colin Harris say no shit like
I
that.
saw
What?
that.
You
Let's
saw
go.
that? So like,
Yeah,
there's
I
a
saw that.
juxtaposition on what he was trying to say.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's all.
It's
But-
all about how things are, like you said, worded, and headlines gonna be headlines.
Yes.
I will say it's interesting too for what Eli said about other parts of the world too, and it's obviously all linked to, if we're talking racially, how those places came to be and whatnot, especially in America, due to how slavery looked like here, how people of color look like here, and that's integrated in society in every single way.
Yeah.
The experience is very different than in other places. Also, even other places' proximity to the continent and whatnot affects how they grow up and identify and what that looks like with their experiences. So it's interesting. I don't know.
I would say too, to answer your question of will we see another World Cup that's as controversial, I think the point of Trump was a great one, because just as we had the Trump era and then the Biden era, which is more of like appeasing that Trump era, putting some water on the fire, bringing something that's a little more predictable, that's a little more traditional and familiar to kind of calm the waters. I feel like that's what the U.S. World Cup is going to be like. So like, hey, we're back to normal for a little bit. Chill out. This is a World Cup played in the summer. This is, a bigger country, bigger infrastructure. Let's get back to enjoying what we're used to for a little bit before we hit y'all with some crazy stuff in the next
2030, Spain, Portugal. Let's get that bid.
Saudi,
Come on.
That's what they're going for?
Saudi's
said
going
hello.
for 2032.
No, Saudi said 2030.
Yeah, they come up.
2030.
Yo, Haiti, put the bid up.
They're not gonna do that
Put
based
the
on
bid up.
location.
IT.
They're not gonna go back that
me up,
fast.
nigga.
I think they'd be
Haiti.
2034. Hey,
Haiti, put the bid up. You see the shirt.
listen.
Come
Whenever
on.
the Caribbean's ready, we need that to happen.
For real. The
Listen,
island
man,
hopping World Cup. We need it.
whenever it's
Imagine
ready.
an island hopping World Cup.
Hey, I'm going to Jamaica. See my family in January is lit. That's where I'm from. Let's go. 1/16th only, but
All right, yo.
Yeah, pull up on Gabe in Jamaica. But the last thing I really wanted to talk about, which is why we got the chessboard on here in the centerpiece, because this was a huge moment. We have the most information
yes.
available to us as humans that we have ever had in the billions of years of existence of this planet. Like, we've
Billions
never
of years.
been able to have this much information so readily available. And there's so much in the media too that I know they see it.
Of course.
I know he sees it. So there's no way you can't do a quick Google search and look up like,
I feel
what
you.
does this mean? What does that mean? And how can I be how can I influence it for the better somehow?
Especially like as a black man walking into a barbershop being like, yo, put the American flag in my, like, where?
He probably
He probably didn't walk into a barbershop. He has a private
He went to
stylist.
Sally's.
He went
Sally's
to-
hair salon.
All right, relax.
He went to HD Cuts.
Yeah.
Nah, but I will say, granted, I fuck with the energy of like trying to do something different for the World Cup. Obviously, you know, rep your team. You're obviously playing for the US of it.
Yeah.
But we already said about that. So you know how we feeling.
Shout out to Carlin, by the way, because I've learned a lot about the background of certain rules that are in sports now. Like, for example, like I didn't know that dribbling, the way dribbling came about of how we know it to be right now is because at some point in Brazil, black players, there were rules that allowed white players to be able to do whatever they wanted to black players, like tackle them, just the 2-footed, studs up, anything. And so the black players had to get really creative in terms of how they handle the ball and how they move around on the
I
pitch
love us.
so that they can avoid the white players from injuring them and you know, like going crazy and wilding on them, right? So that's basically modern day dribbling as we know it.
Yeah.
The sole reason of why Messi plays the way he plays
Little does he
is
know.
because black players had to literally survive on the field and
Get
find a
creative.
way
That's
to
crazy.
escape that.
What country did that originate from?
I think it was in Brazil.
It would make more sense.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so the fact, and there's so many other like kind of nuggets like that in sports
Yeah.
where they're racially motivated
Yeah.
parts of different
Yeah.
games, you know?
Yeah, it's funny when
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we
Yeah.
turn it into something beautiful.
Yeah. It's always funny to people like, oh, y'all bring race into the. It's like, bro, race makes itself about shit. Like, I had no idea. That's why people be dribbling the way they do. Jogo Benito comes from racism. Who knew?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
It's nuts.
It's
Yeah.
interesting. Other parts of
crazy.
cultures coming as well. Talking about Brazil specifically, Ginga is a type of sway and actually associated
Yeah.
with. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, viewers. I could be wrong, but
Good
Ginga,
caveat.
from what I know so far is the fact that it came from actually certain types of fighting styles.
Yes.
In Brazilian history, bring that into the culture. Obviously, the liveliness and bring that to the dribbling. Step over FC over there. So
You know how it is.
Yeah.
Anthony.
He was trying to get. I was saying he was trying to get them spins off last game.
Yeah.
Oh, it worked.
I love it though. Because bro,
Yeah.
when you have somebody like that on your team that just takes those risks and is doesn't care about looking foolish. Like if
Yeah.
he loses the ball, he loses the ball. But I feel like again, we speak of momentum.
Yeah.
When you have somebody that does a little something extra special
Yeah.
that puts a little bit of spice in it.
Bro, they have a team of that. That's
Bro,
why they're Brazil.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So it gives them a different type of confidence. And before we even move on to another topic and speaking of the round of 16, go ahead.
nah, I was about to just say a quote by Anthony real quick.
I want to hear it.
Man, thing is that I don't want to delay what you about to say. I'm about to find it.
About the
Anthony.
favelas
Nah,
and
find
shit?
it, find it. But I was gonna
Yeah.
say, since we're on the topic of Brazil, that we're sending our prayers.
Oh, for
And
sure.
I think I speak for the whole podcast for Five Aside when I say we sending our prayers to the King Pele, because he's
For
been
sure, love, bro.
dealing with a lot of health issues we know for years now.
Yep.
And for the last couple of days, it's kind of seemed like his health has declined, taken a huge dip.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was announced that I know he's been dealing with bowel cancer, and he was admitted into the hospital and hospitalized a few days ago. And then they announced that he was put in what is it, end of life care or something like
Yeah.
that, like
Extended
basically
care,
like
you
an
know.
hospice or something. And so yeah, man, he they put out a statement on his page. I don't know if obviously he probably doesn't run the page, but
Yeah.
saying that he's recovering and that he's staying strong and just still fighting. So yeah, much love, man, because Pele has inspired a whole
Yeah.
generation of players and is one of, if not the most iconic footballer of all time. Whether you agree if he's the best or not, doesn't matter. He's a legend, the legend of all legends.
Yeah.
Facts.
And so yeah, man, we're praying for you, King, and wishing you a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
yeah, you
well,
still in
get
this.
well.
And for the young viewers, you might not be up to date on everything he's done. There's a documentary about him on Netflix. Definitely
Yes.
check it out.
Facts.
Absolute legend, scoring in the World Cup and winning it at the age of 18? Scoring in the
Yes.
final. Completely
Yes.
created the modern day Brazil we know as the world's best footballing nation. Had the entire pressure of the country with dictators, everything. Crazy story. Definitely check out his Netflix documentary for sure.
If you want a summary of that, check Wavy Footy's page. We did a summary of the film.
Facts.
Shout out Pele, a black king,
Absolutely.
Black king. to the quote that I was shouting out by Anthony. He talked recently about his background growing up in the favelas and what dribbling means to him, because you know the guy would just keep the ball at his feet for no reason, it seems like. But real quick, he said in the favela everyone plays, there everyone is equal. I played barefoot on bleeding feet. I was small, but I dribbled with a meanness that came from God. Dribbling was something always inside me. It was a natural instinct, and I refused to bow my head to anyone.
Come on.
Finally, he said, out Elastico, the drug dealers, Rainbow, the bus drivers, Nutmeg, the thieves. I really did not give a fuck.
Dog, put that in a song, bro.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, G.
That's a red devil. Get me?
Yeah, fire, bro. Shootout. We're a team. 5-a-side is a team. What order should we take the penalties?
a
We're
tough-
banging all 5 in.
That's a
good
But what
question.
order should we
What
take
y'all
the
see?
What do
penalties?
y'all think?
What y'all say?
I'll go first. Fuck it.
Yeah?
I'll go first. Let's get it.
Nah, I like that.
I'm
energy.
talking
I
shit
think
to
I
the
would-
keeper out, tongue out after I score top corner. Fuck you talking about? Who's next?
I trust Gabe to go first.
Who's next?
Yeah.
Someone
I
calm?
think
Quaz?
so. Like management speaking, Gabe is the first penal.
Go on first.
I think so. He's the
want last
most
for the
confident outwardly.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
of course. I mean,
And
granted,
if he
it would
misses
rub off.
early, we're still good.
For sure. Because I'm going for power, bro.
Yeah.
Woo! Top corner only, bro.
I think I'm like a middle of the pack.
I like you
I
saying
think I'm
that.
like
You don't
a
want
3.
pressure.
I'm
You
like
don't-
a 3. Yeah, like
You don't want pressure?
I want to.
I like you second,
see
bro.
the scene first.
Do you guys do you want pressure?
We need. Go ahead.
I'm good with going dead last. bro.
Yeah,
I'm good with going last.
going crazy.
And you know what? You know what's crazy too?
Nah.
Y'all remember? I don't remember which World Cup. Ronaldo winking at the camera before he
Winking.
Yeah, winking. ESL before he shot the penalty.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm the type look
Yeah.
at the camera
Unless you
or
don't
like
say
go
shit. I want to set fourth.
5-a-side.
I'm going this. Ready? I'm going first. We're going Josh second. Kendrick third.
For sure.
Fourth got to be Sebastian and Elisha. Fifth. Top bins. Selly's lit.
Oh, dude.
Champagne coming out.
Come on.
Trophies coming out. We in the section after.
We outside. We in Grio after that. G, Jojo, Gabo Die playing. We got
nigga.
Rum Baba Cool.
dude.
Chef, bring the champagne.
Bring the champagne. Chef, bring out the lobster. You crazy?
Nah,
Bring out
nah,
the trophy in the middle.
I can see Seb, banging his in calm and then just look at Eli like, bro, you got it. Call, like you got it, bro.
Come on, my God.
30, right?
Neymar, no, wait, I'm saying that Neymar is an emotional dude, yes, and I'm
Yeah.
sure he really wanted to win. I can genuinely tell this dude is about sick of playing. Like I
yeah.
think seeing from the documentary,
Yeah.
I think he's had it up to here, bro. Like he wants to go. I don't think we'll see
Including
him in
club?
the next World Cup. Club too, bro.
Yeah,
I think
That's not. Yeah,
I
don't
think
think
in
he gives a
about
fuck about
Yeah.
He
3
cares about club.
4 years maybe max Neymar has left. And
Yeah.
I don't think within that he's gonna make it
He's
to the
not-
next World Cup.
Yeah, he's not doing no
Before the
Ronaldo
next World
shit.
Cup,
Yeah.
he's gonna leave Brazil.
type shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he knows it's done.
He was crying the same level Ronaldo was, who also knows his shit was done.
To add
for
on
sure.
to that, there was
Yeah.
an interview where he actually did talk about how his love of football has changed.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, he was alluding to that. And being the face of Santos from 18 in Brazil, all that is taxing.
Yeah.
It's actually a different mental state.
Yeah. And then also in that moment, immediately you start thinking ahead to the future.
Yeah.
And I'm sure his immediate thought is like, okay, what next? He thinks to his club, PSG. Just can you imagine having to think to now he's got to fly to Paris. It's 12 degrees over there. He's got to play Champions League games against Bayern in a week. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'd be crying too. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
oh man.
We'll
But
see, bro.
Croatia.
Again though,
Yeah.
shout out to Croatia. I'm not mad at it.
Shout out to
Croatia ends up winning the whole thing. Despite them beating Brazil, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I mean,
they're very unproblematic.
That's what I'm saying. Is what do y'all think this means for Croatia as a footballing nation? Back-to-back semis is nuts with an older
Croatia,
squad.
they
Now,
are
the
a-
big thing again. What's the youth gonna look like? But this is super impressive, and
Yeah,
that's
bro.
a tiny country.
Here's my hot take.
You
It's not
saying
even a hot take.
like the Dutch shit? Yeah.
It's not a hot take. I think Croatia at this point is a bigger footballing nation than England, for sure.
Say that again, Sam. Let me hear that. Hold on. English.
It's not.
Say it again, Sam.
And I need y'all to
Niggas
listen
mad,
to this. I need y'all to listen
Sam,
to
say
this.
that
I don't
again,
even think there's a
please.
need to react. I don't even
Let
think it's
it
crazy.
marinate.
No, but tell
just for the simple
This
fact that
is my take, right?
people don't tell them that enough. Go
break
ahead.
it down, bro.
Here's my take. I think Croatia is a bigger footballing nation than England at this point. That's the take. I think if you look at the things that Croatia's been able to do in the past World Cups, plus the level of talent that they put out that competes all over Europe, not just in the Prem, and isn't overhyped, unlike Prem players and English players, Croatia by far is a better footballing nation than England. I think by far at this point. It's not even a hot take, honestly.
For me, I'd say they're at least doing more with what they have than England does with what they have. They capitalize on every
and you know how many people in that country?
Talent.
It's like 5 million.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible what they're doing.
That's damn near what? Part of New York?
Literally.
Real shit. That's
With what
less than
funding?
half the city.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a fact. It's a fact.
But yeah.
We're going to put some polls under the post on our pages and everything so y'all can tell us, is Croatia a bigger footballing nation than England is? Let us know in the comments. That's all. Matter of fact, that might just be a TikTok on its own. Y'all just argue in the comments.
Go argue.
And just let us know.
Argue with your mother.
Is Croatia...
Bait, bro.
Is Croatia a bigger footballing nation than England? And we're
answer
going
is
to
yes.
get to y'all Englishmen after
The
too.
answer is yes.
Pure talent wise, and I think Mbappe is clearly the best player in the world. I don't think it's close.
Hey,
Haaland?
over Messi.
Oh wait, hold up. I hope now you little Haaland boys know Mbappe is better than Haaland. And I know
Not fair.
I know
He didn't get a
we-
chance. He didn't get a chance
Haaland
to prove it during the World
I'm
Cup.
gonna tell you this right now. Haaland cannot just receive the ball on the left wing and make a madness happen.
Different player.
Mbappe
player.
is finishing as good as you
Different
and
player.
killing you, going horizontal, dribbling, penalties does not matter.
Different player, though.
I ain't never seen no shit like
At the
Mbappe.
same
bro.
time,
Different
I don't
functions.
know if Mbappe has the same finishing ability as Haaland.
He
I think
shouldn't.
Haaland can
Maybe
create.
not exactly
He
the same.
shouldn't.
Yeah,
but
that shouldn't even be
Mbappe's
comparable
finishing
because
is up.
that's not. I
Mbappe-
don't think they have the same
Primary
function.
functions when
Yeah.
you when you step on the pitch, even as a
Yeah.
coach, and you're looking. Mbappe should be able to bring the ball up. Haaland, give it up and
If
do
we're at
some-
school though, if we're at
Post
school and
up
we're
in the-
picking
in the
teams, I think
box.
I'm still picking Haaland over Mbappe.
I'm not. I'm picking Mbappe
That's
every day of the
interesting.
fucking week.
Oh, you said
Wait,
you said
why?
for what?
Wait, so in your five-a-side team
Mm-hmm.
right now, like we about to go over to Pier 5, you can choose any
and
of
Killy going
those,
crazy.
any of the top players in the world. You
Yeah.
can choose anybody.
I think I'm picking Haaland because I still think
Over
that like
Mbappe.
yeah, because I think that like at the end of the day, Mbappe is still a bit of a streaky like player. Like
I think-
he's streaky
I can-
still at this point in his career, whereas Haaland
fair.
is like much more clinical. I feel like you give him the ball
you're not
in the
wrong.
box, he's scoring.
I would
Whereas
say-
Mbappe could have an off day and he just disappears.
Yeah, but it's easy to be not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier to be clinical when your only function, your
I
only
agree.
job
I
is
agree.
Scoring.
to just score.
And
But
So-
I need someone to score.
yeah,
I'm
but let's
taking
we're
Haaland.
speaking about clinical. We have the top scorer in the World Cup, the top scorer in League On, the top scorer in the Champions
Don't
League.
say Ligue 1 though.
Bruh, but if
No,
he also
seriously,
did
seriously,
World
don't say Ligue
Cup,
1,
if he also
seriously.
did World Cup and Champions League, it means every opportunity he has, he's top scorer.
I agree.
So he's getting the goals on top of all the creation he does from the left wing. And just the fact that the shit that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, I go past 3 people, pass it to my midfielder who makes a diagonal, that creates the goal. Like that won't show up in the stat. But the fact that I was able to cook 3 defenders on the wing is what made that
I
possible.
think
So both stats and non-stats, I think he got it.
I think one thing that you're just highlighting is inevitability with Haaland. Like he's gonna put the ball in the back of the net. But yeah, it depends what you look for because Mbappe has more to offer.
Yeah.
I think that Mbappe at his best is much better than Haaland, but I fear that Mbappe is too streaky of a player, and therefore I'm picking Haaland. if
Being
makes sense.
that much of a top scorer in all these ways, you still think he's streaky
Listen,
right now.
Mbappe in the Champions League played a shitty Juventus who doesn't even have their society in
That was
place
a
yet.
nasty goal against Juve, though. You remember that one?
Yes, but the Juventus team doesn't even have ownership at this
You
point.
also had nasty
Maccabi
goals.
Haifa
Bro.
and Benfica.
Yeah, but you also
And then
had
in the
nasty
World Cup, they
goals.
played Tunisia, Australia. Like, at the end
He
of
had
the
a
day,
hat trick in the
I
final,
can't
bro. Like,
He did.
He had a hat trick in
But then he got shut down by Morocco and shut down by England. That's what I'm saying. He's streaky.
That's
It's
fair.
true.
But define shut down. Just because you didn't score doesn't mean like you had a terrible game.
Also-
Like also, all players have their moment. Like Messi was one of the top scorers, but he had what 4 penalties.
Yeah.
he still had a great tournament.
But
It
I
looks
feel
like-
And I-
whatever,
and I-
whatever.
Yeah,
It looks
No, I
like
feel
it,
you. I feel
it
you.
looks like it's inevitable that this is about to be the new Messi
Yeah,
versus
yeah,
Ronaldo
yeah,
debate.
yeah.
As much as
I don't think it is. I don't
as
think it
much
is.
as I
damn.
I think
would've
Mbappe's
wished-
clear.
I would have
That was
wished.
it right there.
That was it right there.
I think Mbappe's clear. No.
I would have wished. I would have wished that
We need more time.
after Messi,
was
after
actually
Messi
it right
versus
there.
Ronaldo. After Messi versus Ronaldo, I hope that football fans would have outgrew that whole mentality.
Hey, don't let Killy go to Real Madrid. I'm
Yeah,
going.
he's
Oh,
streaky.
no.
Oh, he's inevitable for the next 20 years.
Oh, man, I didn't even
Nah,
clock
I'm gonna be
that.
real though.
That's
I
what's
think we
gonna
need
happen.
more time because I don't think it's
That's
gonna be
so
Ronaldo
funny.
Messi. I think we need more time to
It's
see.
not, but the landscape, the way we know us,
looks like
we
it
know
could.
fans. Bro, this is what
No,
it's gonna
but
be. Like they're
football,
already
I
starting
my
it
thing
right
is
now,
this.
and look how look how it just ended up like just slithering its way into our conversation right now. And he's not even Haaland is not even in the World Cup.
But what I'm saying really quickly, Josh got drafted real quickly, is the consistency of Ronaldo Messi is still what we have to see from Mbappe and Haaland. They're nowhere near that. These guys gave us.
They're near it, bro.
No, they're not. They haven't had the years to even prove they are. My point is, these guys were so unreal for like 20 years. We have to see if they can keep it up.
They don't seem to be injury prone, and if they're not injury prone, what else could lead them to not be this consistent for years? I think they're gonna, unless it's like
that simple,
something like extremely psychologically damaging happens to them, God forbid. I think that no, I said God forbid. I hope that doesn't happen. But unless it's that or something physically damaging, I think they're gonna keep that up for because they have the mentality.
I don't think we guys
and they have the skills.
Mbappe could pull away though.
One little thing I want to say about the two of them is they both have little brothers that both seem to be like nearing an ability where they can play at the highest level as well. And I think from your mentality, that's also really interesting. Because imagine if Ronaldo had a little brother and Messi had a little brother that was also playing just in the same level. I don't know. It's just an interesting little thought that I saw on Twitter.
Different motivations.
Yeah,
we'll see.
For real. But Mbappe could pull away from that boy Haaland. Like he just need to touch a UCL. Yeah. You guys brought up a very good point about how is this going to translate into the season. PSG by Messi was probably one of the best things they did because when Messi won the World Cup, it's a PSG player. Brings different type of attention. Neymar out, that's another narrative. And so I don't know what type of energy they're going.
Well, all them, not taking away from your point at all. In addition to what you're saying,
it's gonna see
they're actually like they all balled out.
Yeah.
All the PSG players went crazy.
Hakimi as well. Yeah.
All the Chelsea players went crazy, right, guys?
Oh god.
But this,
depending on how it translates for PSG, I don't know if Mbappe continue on and show out.
But that's the whole point. We thought this super team, you have to win. You just have to win the Champions League. And Mbappe is the one guy who showed up against Real Madrid. He had 2 incredible goals, and they still lost. So, I mean, are PSG going to finally do it? I mean, we'll talk about it in the new year when the Champions League resumes. But it's like, how do you not win the Champions League with these guys? We've all been there. Like,
there's different motivations.
Before
Messi
we even
wants to continue.